Welcome to the channel. My name is Grizzy, and here my channel is all about helping you to become better at Apex Legends. With that being said, Season 10 Emergence just dropped and the hype is real. So many changes were added into this game, and I gotta tell you guys, so far I'm really enjoying the beginning of this season. With Season 10 Emergence, we got the addition of the Rampage LMG, the Prowler returned to the ground loot, and some other weapons were adjusted to completely shake up the weapon meta in this game. Due to the weapon changes, Season 10 feels fresh and completely unique. The meta has been completely shaken up with weapons, and today I will be ranking every single weapon in Apex Legends from worst to best. This list is gonna be my opinion on the current state of the game, so guys, I want to hear your opinion in the comment section as well. Heck, right now, drop a comment and let me know what are your 2 favorite guns that you are using this season. And while you're at it, drop a like to help share this video to other Apex Legends players out there. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get right into this Apex Legends Season 10 weapon tier list. For our weapon ratings, we are going to be using an S through D grading scale. All S tier weapons will be considered top tier and the best weapons in the game. I'm going to just include a disclaimer here that all care package weapons are going to be labeled as S tier. Well, you know what, except the triple take. Who honestly wants a triple take when you could get a Kraber and a care pack? Am I right? Anyway, let's get into the specific ratings for each weapon, and I'm going to try and cover this quickly so I don't take up too much of your time. First up, we are going to quickly cover the D tier weapons. These are the guns that you pick up literally because these are the only things you can find to start the game, and you're going to want to immediately drop these weapons for anything else out there. Now, the P2020 did get a slight buff towards the end of Season 9 with its damage and magazine size now at a max of 21. The P2020 and the Mozam, even now with its 6 shots in the mag, are the 2 worst weapons in the game. After D tier, let's move right into C tier. For me, we have 2 weapons that make up the C tier because honestly, there are a lot of very usable weapons in the current meta, but the 2 weapons making up the C tier are the RE45 and the Havoc. Now don't get me wrong, the RE45 can shred and is a mini R99, but I just can't rate it higher than the other light weapons because there's so many more suitable light weapons that are good for middle and late game. Now I would rather have a Scout, R99, or R301 other than the RE45. Now the Havoc hits its lowest tier list as of late for me because the fact that the turbochargers are pretty difficult to find. If you have a turbocharger, the Havoc immediately becomes an A tier weapon, but for the majority of your games, you're gonna find it in C tier. The Havoc is just outclassed by a couple other energy weapons that we will discuss later, and one energy weapon is hands down one of the best, if not the best gun in the game right now, and you guys will want to see what that gun is here later on our list. Now after C tier, let's move into our largest category in all of the tiers, and in the B tier we have the Sentinel, Longbow, 30-30 Repeater, G7 Scout, Devotion, Bocek, Mastiff, PK, Hemlock, and the Flatline. The Sentinel and the Longbow are based on personal preference and playstyle for me. Personally, I feel like mid-range weapons paired with a close-range weapon are how I find the most success in my games, and a lot of the times just sniping in Apex doesn't provide a ton of benefit other than just leveling up your Evo shield. Now the speed of revives, heals, abilities, and overall speed of the game makes these 2 snipers B tier for me. Now they might be better for you guys. Just for me as a player, I like to be close range. Now next up we have the 30-30 Repeater and the G7 Scout. Again, these weapons could be A tier if used in the right hands. However, I've never been about the marksman rifles in this game either. I also think that the Rampage LMG is the most efficient mid-range weapon in the game with its fire rate and damage. So between the Repeater and the G7, it's a toss-up. They're both really good. Me personally, I'd probably pick the Repeater, but the Rampage is a crazy good heavy weapon. So I'm gonna pick up the Rampage every time. Now the Devotion has a very slow charge up time, but tons of ammo in the mag, so this weapon can literally get you kills if you spray and pray at times, but this weapon can also be very devastating with the turbocharger. Just some other energy weapons are superior in my eyes due to the ability to kind of laser at longer ranges and to kind of have more stable recoil control and a faster rev up time. The Bocek can still really cause some big damage and is such a unique weapon in the game. I definitely think this weapon is a a nice addition to Apex Legends, but it's just not for me. I would rather have a Wingman as my precision weapon because I feel more comfortable at close range with the Wingman, and honestly, what feels better than just 3-tapping somebody in the head with the Wingman in Apex Legends, am I right? Now, after the bow check, we have 2 shotguns that people commonly fight about which they prefer. Now, we have the Mastiff and the PK. To me, the PK definitely can hit harder and clutch up some crazy scenarios. Just the inconsistency with this shotgun is wild, and I will go from hitting 100 damage shots to literal 9s. The Mastiff puts out less damage than the PK, but feels a little more consistent and reliable. Still, even with the EVA 8 nerf and slowed fire rate, I think the EVA is the best shotty in the game. That's why we'll find it later on in the tier list. Now, the Hemlock is a very good weapon and could deliver some great bursts at shorter and medium ranges. Just me personally, for a mid-range AR, I am a R301 fanboy through and through, but some people really love the Hemlock. This weapon could be A tier, especially with the boosted loader attachment. I just kind of stray away from it, especially with the power of, you know, that new heavy weapon that we got this season. And lastly, with the B tier weapons, we have the Flatline. Some people might really fight against me here, and I previously had the Flatline in A tier. I really did like the Flatline before. I just can't rate the Flatline A or S tier when I believe there are 2 better heavy weapons that are ground loot this season. I've always kind of liked the Flatline with its high damage numbers and accurate hip fire. However, I just feel like it's outclassed this season, and we will get into those other heavy weapons here soon. Now, after those B tier weapons, we move into this A tier category in Apex Season 10. These weapons can definitely carry you to some easier wins and can be dangerous early, mid, and late game. The A tier weapons are the Triple Take, which is a care package weapon, the Charge Rifle, the EVA 8 Shotgun, Wingman, R99, Volt SMG, and the Rampage LMG without the revved state. Now, the Triple Take is the only A tier weapon in the care package because it is a viable weapon, but let's be honest, 9 out of 10 players would rather have a Kraber to one-shot enemies. Now, the Charge Rifle is simple to me. You know, it is an A tier weapon because this thing is literal hit scan. It is the easiest sniper to use in the game. It can cause some devastating damage and can be really good in ranked. That's why I have it here listed in A tier. To me, the EVA 8 is the most consistent shotgun. It is more forgiving when you miss shots, and it's extremely accurate without even aiming down your sights, so your strafe can be really deadly at close range with this weapon. After that, we have the Wingman, which has consistently stayed near the top of the tier list for me due to the fact that if you're hitting your shots with the Wingman, this thing can do work at short, medium, and even longer ranges. The Wingman remains A tier because the boosted loader hop-up is outstanding, and it improves your reload speed, and you can get your mag size to be something like 11 rounds with this crazy good hop-up. I'm really enjoying the boosted loader, guys. Honestly, this thing's crazy. Now, this hop-up can actually go on the Hemlock as well, and I'll have to test that out a little bit more on the Hemlock. After the Wingman, we have the R99 and the Volt. Both very, very good weapons that could be argued as S tier weapons. I just find that the 2 alternatives in the S tier category seriously need a nerf. Meanwhile, the R99 and Volt feel just right and very powerful in the right hands. Now, the Rampage is a light machine gun, utilizes heavy rounds, and it has a unique revved up mechanic that increases the weapon's fire rate by adding a thermite grenade. Revving up the Rampage takes 4 seconds, and that charge lasts for 90 seconds. Now, each shot will reduce the timer by 2 seconds. This weapon to me is A tier when not revved up, but S tier when it is. The weapon has good hip fire, good accuracy, good recoil, and very high damage. This thing's deadly at medium and longer ranges. Now, moving into some of the other S tier weapons, we have all those care package weapons excluding the Triple Take, and then we also have the R301, the L-Star, and the Prowler. To me, the R301 makes the S tier just because it's my favorite weapon in the game due to its versatility. For some, it might not make S tier, it might make A tier, but the recoil on this bad boy is so easily controlled, and I just can put out a lot of consistent damage with the R301 and a 3x sight. Now, the 2 best, most dominant weapons in the game this season are the L-Star and the Prowler. To me, both of these weapons are deserving of a potential nerf due to the power these weapons possess. The L-Star is able to easily be controlled with a 3x sight and has easy recoil to control with those giant energy balls calls that, you know, it's really hard to miss with those. Rampart is going to be an absolute savage with the L-Star, guys. You heard it here first. Now, the Prowler, on the other hand, barely even got nerfed after leaving the care package. To me, the Prowler in this state is literally a care package caliber weapon that is on the ground. If you want to win more games, master the Prowler, master the L-Star, and you're going to dominate in Season 10. I promise you. So alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This was my opinion on the weapon meta for Season 10. If you have watched this video all the way to this point, I seriously appreciate you and would love for you guys to drop a like on the video. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you all on the next video. I'm Grizzy, and I'm out. Peace.